Hey folks, welcome to part 2 of our look at the fine Seoul neighborhood of Jamsil. Today we'll be dropping in on this area's most popular traditional market, feasting on some primo buckwheat noodles and dumplings, and heading all the way to the tippity top of Korea's tallest skyscraper, the quintessential landmark known as Lotte World Tower. The views will be supreme, and you best be pumped.
이번 영상에선 맛있는 음식 얘기로 바로 시작해봅니다. 그러기에 잠실새마을전통시장보다 더 적합한 장소는 별로 없을 것 같네요. In existence for over 40 years, and popular with both locals and hungry sports fans coming to the area for a ball game, this market contains more than 85 different vendors, with even more small businesses spilling out into the narrow nearby streets. It has a warm, homey feel that offers a break from the modern sleekness that Jamsil is so known for, and you can find everything here. Clothing, leather, and housewares, fresh seafood and produce, dry goods and spices, and most crucially, tons of exquisite takeout and street food. There's pigskin and braised pig's feet, fresh sashimi, savory pancakes, sweet fried chicken made with sesame leaf, and a whole lot more. Like at many of the best markets in Seoul, the aromas here are heavenly, and the sheer variety of everything on display can be overwhelming. 특히 저희는 파오파오라는 맛집을 좋아하는데 돼지고기, 김치, 그리고 새우만두를 쪄내는 곳으로 시장 뒷골목에서 정신없이 먹어치울만 합니다. 그리고 이곳에 올 때마다 제가 가장 좋아하는 맛돌이 중에 하나인 떡을 지나칠 수 없죠. 떡은 저희가 미국에 있을 때 항상 그리워하는 건데요. 이렇게 맛있는 떡을 필라델피아나 한국 밖에 어디에서도 찾을 수가 없거든요. 하지만 맛있는 음식을 얘기하면서 새마을시장 아주 가까이에 있는 이 식당을 소개하지 않을 수가 없네요. 바로 남경막국수 본점인데요. 임수호라는 분이 오랜 사무직을 포기하고 그분 고향 평창에 사시는 한 할머님께 막국수 만드는 법을 배우시고 이 식당을 여셨답니다. For those that haven't had it, Makguksu is a cold noodle specialty from Gangwon province that's a close cousin of the more internationally known dish, Naengmyeon. Though it's distinguished by its high concentration of buckwheat, which makes it extra delicious. 저희는 여기 여러 번 와봤는데요. 음식들이 엄청난 거 외에도 저희는 사장님 어머님의 팬입니다. 당신 아드님 자랑을 좋아하시고 국수를 어떻게 잘라야 하는지 손님들을 가볍게 꾸중하시는 이곳의 진짜 보스입니다. 여기 비빔막국수 정말 훌륭합니다. 살짝 새콤하지만 완벽한 밸런스의 고추장 소스와 상큼함을 주는 무, 배, 오이, 김, 깻잎, 참나물, 그리고 삶은 계란이 들어갑니다. 국수는 쫄깃하면서 부드럽지만 시골 느낌의 입자가 거친 느낌인데 깊고 건강한 맛이 마음을 확 사로잡네요. 또 엄청난 메뉴는 들깨가루가 듬뿍 들어간 들깨막국수인데요. 정말 단순하면서 너무나 향긋하고 고소한 크리미함을 가지고 있는데 너무 편안한 맛입니다. 이거 정말 위험하게 중독적인데요. 호박, 당근, 파, 그리고 촉촉한 돼지고기가 들어간 메밀만두까지 시키면 이제 무아지경에 빠지게 되는 거죠. 이곳에 대짜 A+를 주고 싶은데요. 여러분도 이곳에서의 식사에 실망하시지 않을 거예요. 자, 이제 기분 좋게 불룩한 배를 가지고 해야 할 일을 하러 갑니다.
One thing that can be said about Jamsil is that it's been on quite a dynamic ride over the last several decades. It went from being a rural, farmer-friendly chunk of land in the 1950s and 60s to becoming one of the most well-known modern neighborhoods built up during a massive 1970s construction boom, which primarily took place south of the Han River. From there, as Seoul expanded at warp speed, Jamsil only grew in importance. Never-ending new apartment high-rises, a huge uptick in business and commerce, a key man-made lake that was developed by walling off part of the Han River itself, and then there was its crucial role as the site of the 1988 Olympics, which we highlighted in our last episode. Skipping ahead to today, this area now belongs to one of the wealthiest districts in all of Seoul, as far as average home price, and it has a thoroughly polished, well-to-do reputation. And while we're on the topic of modern affluence and all things shiny and new, there's one site we have to visit that fits that bill better than anything in this neck of the woods. Put simply, Lotte World Tower is a symbol of 21st century Seoul that has no rival. Opened to the public in 2017 and standing at 123 stories that measure 555 meters high, it currently ranks as Korea's tallest building and the world's sixth tallest building, just a notch above One World Trade Center in New York City. You can see it from so many vantage points throughout the surrounding area, whether you're right in Jamsil or miles away, and it never fails to leave an impression. The tower's construction began in 2010 after years of extensive planning, and it was brought into being by the Lotte Corporation, one of Korea's largest family-run multinational conglomerates, which are known as chaebols. We'll have more on them in our next episode, but in the context of this conversation, it's safe to say that this building is their crowning achievement. Among many other things, it's filled with luxury residences, high-end restaurants and hotel facilities, and sleek office spaces, and it's equipped with a pair of double-decker elevators that are some of the world's fastest, taking you all the way to the top in a minute flat. And as it just so happens, that's where we're headed right now, for the first time. The upward journey costs a little over $20, and it can include a decent amount of walking and waiting in line, but it's well worth it. You're rewarded with a 10 meters per second speed ride on one of those newfangled elevators, plus some visuals that make you feel like you're sliding right out of the womb and being birthed all over again. And when you reach your destination, the Lotte bigwigs pull out all the stops. The gates of heaven have sprung open, God has spoken, and it's time to get your money's worth while old Daddy Chaebol cashes in on that sweet coin. There are several floors up at the top of this juggernaut that are open to the public. They're great for wandering around and exploring, or enjoying a little cafe action if you have time to spare. And as long as it doesn't scare the bejesus out of you, there's also a special section of see-through glass flooring that you can check out to maximize that amazing sky-high feeling that this observatory is so known for. But the hard-to-believe views out over the city, which are accessible from all sides, are the obvious reason for making this trip. The visibility stretches for miles and miles, like a gigantic sea of urban landscape, and the expansiveness of it all is completely humbling. Olympic Park feels tiny from here, the Han River looks like no big deal, and the mountains that make up the background in nearly every direction almost seem to meet you at eye level. I am loving this. Of course, most folks that come here make sure to mark the occasion with some group pics or a bit of selfie action, and perhaps a visit to the city's most elevated vending machine to get the full experience. But really, however you feel like spending your time up here at these heights, the important thing is to appreciate it. If you want to get in touch with Seoul on a very special wavelength, this right here is the way to go. And Seoul, dear buddy, let's get on that wavelength, baby. Our Jamsil Part 3 episode is coming at you shortly, and we'll be turning up the heat with a very special meal and more. But until then, be well, friends, and thanks for hanging.